but you are free to contribute. You are free to contribute. Now, so this is a poem that, as I said, is like the poem that says, teach me, no, not teach me, but I speak for the bush. By who? Yes. I speak for the bush. Everest stand. Everest stand, right? Or who? Committed. Because I wrote for you. So Everest, Professor Everest stand. I'm saying this one, they are similar, like similar tone. So I want us to read from the title first and then going downwards as you observe all the rules of foundation. So the title, Teach Me My Leader. Teach me, my leader, your mightiful acts, how roads become flat, yet you budget, yet money walks round straight from your backs, dish out to empower us, though not budget, but meant to uplift desperate souls. Teach me, my leader, your wonderful skill, how riches are planned, then vanish at will, and instead canvas rise, to be swept when rains become air, while your pockets grow in big enough to have extra coins, to grant a overwhelming support, a burial of the men swept away by waters, who desperately wanted to die, for he tended the roaring waters, crossing a dangling bridge. Teach me, my leader, your cleverest game, how hospitals crumbles and stink for lack of water, yet budget still came. The sick cry for medicine. You smile all the way. You smile all the same. For they are directed to your chemist, and indeed should be grateful for the enormous supply. Teach me, my leader, your wisdom so rare, how schools lose their roofs, how school walls are nothing but emptiness, or better still, mud. How this classroom teacher is so unschooled, can't effectively manage 100 pupils in class, yet your mansions keep rising like castles in air. Teach me, my leader, to speak as you do, confidently promising air with hell in view. Teach me the art of your speech. Teach me, my leader, the art of rhetoric, which drives them lunatics and chant your name at will, while you punitively harvest taxes, leaving them desperately seek you. For you are a little God for them. Will you teach me this science, my leader? Will you teach me this art, my leader? I hope you won't. So that is the closing of that. And I wrote this one reflecting on the kind of the leadership that we have in our societies. Whenever somebody is chosen to be a leader, that is the quickest opportunity for them to be very rich. So in this case, leadership is seen as a very short way of becoming rich in Africa. In fact, that is what Professor E.L.O. Lumumba said, that if you want to be very rich, and in fact very quick rich in Africa, you become a politician or start your own church denominations. So that is it. Now, let us, I think I am feeling that the wording, there is no heavy vocabularies in this case. The words are very straightforward. So it is just a matter of having to deconstruct each and every stanza as we always do. So generally, this speaks about a very, very irresponsible leadership. Very irresponsible leadership characterized by misappropriation, characterized by looting of public resources, and now the tone that the persona uses in this case is a sarcastic tone. The persona is asking the leader to teach him the ways of the leader. But as you can see, are these ways of the leader the ways that you can admire? Yes? Are these the ways that you can admire? Assuming that you are really that leader and you are portrayed as his leader, do you think people will be very proud of you and want to learn your leadership skills? Of course not, right? But the persona is saying, teach me. But the last line, the closing line, is what reveals it all. The persona closes by saying, I hope you won't. And that is a very simple one-liner that summarizes the stand and the view of the persona. So in this case, the first stanza talks about roads, that roads look like quarry, but money was directed for the roads. Money was budgeted for the improvement of the roads, but now the roads look like quarry. And this should actually make you to recall the Samaritan. You remember? Yes, you should remember. We also have that this leader, the roads look like quarry, yet money was planned for it. Again, yet money walks proudly straight from your heart, dished out to empower us. So this leader has something that is called empowerment. Now I'm not speaking of any leader. This is just a poem that reflects on the nature of the society that we have. So the leader is dishing out money from birds. And this money, they are saying, is meant for empowerment. Right? Empowerment, though not budgeted. You know, that is the biggest irony of all. The roads, the money for the roads is budgeted for, but roads are not constructed, right? But the money for empowerment is not budgeted for, but they are readily available. The meaning of the diction, the use of the word that say dish out means given in large amount. And I hope you've seen the reality of this in our societies. The leaders, they come with the flying insects, they land, and then they distribute money in big bundles, but the roads are not done. And this money which they are giving out are meant to uplift desperate souls. That is what they say, that we want to help this and this, but money that unfortunately is not budgeted. The second stanza, teach me, my leader, your wonderful skill, how bridges are planned, then vanish at will, and instead culverts raised. I hope we have seen this scenario where money is budgeted for very, very modern bridge. But all of a sudden, my friend, all of a sudden, what we see in reality is the construction of a culvert. Now, and what happens when it heavily rains? The culvert is swept away by the rains. And what happens? The people, because they have no other ways, they come and construct their own bridges using woods and anything, timbers, anything that is available to them because they are very desperate. They must cross over for business and whatever. So they construct this bridge, and then all of a sudden, the bridge again is not good enough. So somebody tries to cross over it, and then unfortunately, because the bridge is dangling, this man is swept away by the roaring waters. Now, the irony of it all, our leader has collected big money enough to give out to support the family of this man during burial. Are you seeing how our society is so much in desperate situations because of the kind of the leadership that we have? They take away money meant for projects, and now when we become victims of the bad projects that they raise for us, they come and monitor us and bring us the money which was meant to save our lives. That is the biggest irony that we have in the society. Now, that is it. So that is stanza 2. Now stanza 3, very quickly. Teach me, my leader, your cleverest game. How hospitals, rambles and stink. In some hospitals, by the way, the situation is very bad. The washrooms do not have water. You can imagine a hospital without water, and this is not imagination. This is the reality of some of our hospitals. I don't want to mention by names, but some have been circulating in social media that such hospitals has been lacking water for days. And you can imagine a hospital to miss water. I think better school to miss water than a hospital. Now, funny enough, again, this water is budgeted for. When they are doing the budgets, there is budget for water. But the water never arrives at the hospital. The sick cry for medicine. You smile all the same. Why? For they are directed to your chemist, and indeed should be grateful for the enormous supply. So the hospitals are lacking medicine. No drugs in the hospital. And when you go, you are told, go to such and such chemist in town. And unfortunately, that is the chemist of your leader through proxies. Through proxies, that is the chemist of your leader. And the leader inwardly says that these patients should be grateful because my chemist, there is enough supply. Big question. A big question. Teach me, my leader, your wisdom. So rare. How schools lose their roofs. How school walls are nothing but emptiness. By the way, as we talk about the schools in our country, there are schools which are done under the tree. You know, it may look like something that is imagined, but that is the reality. In some schools, there is no school. I mean, there is no building. So the school is under the tree. And learning goes on, and we have leaders. Or better still, mud. I think you have seen some schools which walls are made of mud, so that you will think we are in 16th century. But here we are in the 21st century. But some schools made of mud. Mud. Where parents do routine smearing of the walls of the classrooms for their children.